Hey there, my name's Josh and I'm the founder of HR University and I have over 6 years of HR experience. And in this video, we'll be talking about the HR Generalist Job Description, highlighting their roles and responsibilities. Before we dive into this journey, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can get notified of all the great content that we come out with about HR. An HR generalist is someone who's in charge of a wide range of HR tasks. Here's a real-life example situation in which an organization is looking for an HR generalist. A company's CEO is in a meeting with their HR manager. The CEO says, "We need more people in HR, especially the speaking kind, who know how to communicate and address the employees every time there is a policy change. I also need a person to address diversity in a serious way to get rid of unconscious bias, discrimination, and prejudice for races all the way through." The HR manager replies, "Yes, I think I should post a position for an HR generalist right away." Their job responsibilities include educating and training all employees on organizational behaviors, policies, and procedures to guarantee that understanding is affirmed and resources are not underutilized. The CEO agrees and gives the go-ahead. And that's how the role of an HR generalist shines within organizations when it comes to their work. From an employee's perspective, here's another example. Justin and Simon were talking about what jobs they should apply for in the future. Both of them did their bachelor's in business administration. Justin says to Simon, "I don't think I like business administration even though I did a degree in it. I'm more of a people person instead of sitting around all day behind a desk." Simon replied, "Well, you can always go into HR because their job prospects will be increasing in the future. I hear the job of an HR generalist requires you to give lots of presentations and be communicative in a great way." Justin took the hint and went on to apply for an HR generalist position that recently showed up. And there we saw an example of how you can choose to go into HR depending on your strengths and aptitude. Let's now take a look at some of the responsibilities of an HR generalist. They are professionals who oversee the human resources responsibilities and activities of an organization, including the recruitment processes, employee relations, regulatory compliance, and training and development. Their ability to perform the above tasks vary according to their qualifications, experience, and company's needs at the moment. An organization needs to ask a lot of questions when it comes to hiring HR generalists. It becomes necessary to have them as part of your team when your company has an HR manager along with a few HR specialists. Then it makes sense to hire that generalist for hands-on assistance. It is an entry-level position into the HR department. They're responsible for the day-to-day management of human resource operations. For example, they work with the HR manager or HR coordinator, managing training programs, policy administration, hiring procedures, and other administrative tasks in the department. To elaborate further on the growing and challenging role of an HR professional, including that of a generalist, I have included a case study in the text section below the video. It talks about how crucial the role of HR is these days and that they have to develop a virtual mindset in order to acquire talent and manage it. As an HR generalist, your role is to encourage transformational HR practices, leadership, HR strategy, work culture, and policies, as well as to assist with transactional HR practices, such as traditional HR functions, which can include payroll, training, and more. The image describes your role as an HR professional, the tangible responsibilities along with the non-tangible ones. Please take a moment here and pause the video to get a better idea and look at the organizational challenges, the organizational environment, and the central role of HR professionals in strategic environmental stability. Before we take a look at the examples of the different parts of an HR generalist job description, we must first know their names. They are the job summary, job responsibilities, job requirements, and preferred qualifications. Once you have outlined those specifics in your HR generalist job description, it will automatically attract better talent to your organization because you're more organized and you're putting the right message forward. But be careful in your choice of words because they convey the culture practice in your company. In addition, they influence potential candidates whether they should apply to that job. Let's look at an example of the first section of a job description, the job summary. This is the way to write an effective job summary. You can use this template to craft your next job summary for an HR generalist at your organization. So here we have company A is on a mission to, and just include your company's mission here, And at Company A, the Human Resource Department is centered on learning what are our people's needs and addressing them. We're looking for a qualified and resourceful HR generalist to support our human resources team, ensuring efficient operations. If you are a people person who thrives in a fast-paced environment, this is the right place for you to accelerate your HR career. As a human resources generalist at Company A, you would manage both strategic planning responsibilities and administrative tasks in every area of HR, including recruiting, compensation and benefits, and employee training. Let's take a look at an example of the second part of an HR generalist job description, their job responsibilities. This example includes some of the general job responsibilities here. You can add or remove them according to your organization's requirements and preferences. In articulating desirable skills and characteristics in your HR generalist job description, your focus should be on such competencies as communication, listening, and interpersonal skills. Additionally, the primary candidate should demonstrate sound decision-making abilities and attention to detail. Since the job responsibilities section is the most crucial, make sure to address it properly. It doesn't have to be too long so that it gets intimidating for the reader, or too short to miss out on important points. Ideally, 6 to 8 bullets are enough to describe job responsibilities. Their responsibilities are: use HR software to manage payroll and employee benefits, including bonuses, leaves, and absences administration, organize hard and soft copies of employee records, process documentation and prepare reports relating to performance evaluations, coordinate employee satisfaction surveys and give actionable insights to improve employees' experience, support employees when human resources issues arise with efficient problem solving, communicate clearly and be vocal in terms of public services. That being said, these are only a few of the responsibilities. You can add more of what's needed by your organization here. Now let's take a look at the day in the life of an HR generalist. It includes activities like employee relationship management, employee safety, welfare and wellness education, compensation and benefits administration, and recruiting and staffing logistics. If there is any question that you are wanting to ask, please leave it in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer it. And that way you can get a complete overview of the HR generalist job description from this video. And now we'll go ahead and look at a few job requirements for an HR generalist. They are having a bachelor's degree in human resources management, business administration, or a related field, 3+ years of experience working in the HR field, at least 1 year of experience in labor relations and compliance, at least 1 year of experience managing compensation and benefits programs, 2+ years implementing tactics to improve performance management, and of course you can add or remove these requirements according to your needs. These could be some of the preferred qualifications for an HR generalist at a company. So we have a human resource certification like PHR, SPHR, or a certification from HR University, knowledge of federal, state, and local laws governing employee relations practices, human resource information system knowledge, so an HRIS, and demonstrable experience with human resources metrics and knowledge of an HR system and how to use HR system databases. And feel free to add or remove preferred qualification, again, according to your company's needs. We saw some of the most common responsibilities, skills, and requirements involved in the HR generalist job descriptions. However, you should base them based on your company's department's particularities. The number of years of experience, for example, depends on the level of responsibilities that will be on your new hire's plate. If you have an HR manager or an HR coordinator that can coach your newly hired HR generalist, you might be able to require less experience. And you have to ask yourself, how good of training do you have in place for new HR hires? Also, if your HR generalist will be handling payroll processing and tax compliance, you should demand extensive experience in labor laws and regulations, for example. This is a delicate area. One mistake can result in a costly lawsuit, so it's important to get someone with experience. And if you're interested in getting an in-depth look into how to become an HR generalist, then I recommend you check out our HR Generalist certification course on HR University, and I've included a link in the description to this video. As an HR generalist, you can elevate the recruiting function across 4 areas: traditional, developing, foundational, and strategic. Your job description may not require you to excel at all of those areas, but if you can elevate an organization's status at any, some, or all of those levels, it will go in your favor. Each of those areas has some tasks for you to accomplish. Once you do that, you will not only strengthen your current position, but may prosper to higher positions as well. Feel free to pause the video here to take a look at the 4 levels from an employee perspective. In this way, you can play your part better as a human resources generalist. From an employer's perspective, this might be what you are searching for in your potential candidates. Or if you're already in HR and you're hiring for this position to add to your team, again, this might align with those needs as well. Your job description for an HR generalist represents your company's culture as well. So be careful in the words that you use when articulating the job summary, the responsibility, skills, and qualifications requirements. Here's what your job description can convey to future potential candidates: standards and policies, people, leadership, organizations, compensation, and environment and atmosphere. So there's many things that a job description can display, and it's one of your first touch points with potential candidates and the brand that they perceive of your company. So keep that in mind. And there we have it. That's another video in which we covered an HR generalist job description. In this video, we also saw the different parts such as job summary, responsibilities, requirements, and preferred qualifications to consider for an effective HR generalist job description. And I wish you the best of luck in your career journey. If you are an HR generalist, or if you are looking to hire, I wish you the best of luck in your hiring process. And make sure to check out our other videos where we talk a lot about all things HR. And if you like the video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can get all that HR content in your YouTube newsfeed. And there we have it. Excited to see where you take this, and cheers.